Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the books I've read recently. I think they're crucial when you're trying to apply the 12-week reset plan to your life. So let's dive into it. So book one is Indestructible by Nir Eyal. Sorry if I misspell anyone's last name. I listened to it as an audiobook, and it was really insightful for me in a way that most of our distractions, you can just blame it on like technology and social media, but I think it's actually about escaping the or avoiding uncomfortable feelings. And once I started to kind of listen to it a little bit more, I realized that, yeah, like sometimes you just grab your phone pretty much not because like some social media is trying to, drag you and stuff, but just because you're bored or you have some kind of emotion you didn't pinpoint yet. Yeah, so in my point, the highlights of this book are that number one, distraction is not about your phone, it's about escaping discomfort. Number two, if you don't plan your time, other people will control it. Number three, you need to schedule your priorities, not just hope you'll be focused. Number four, small internal triggers, boredom, and stress usually lead you to distraction. So I think this book is very helpful for us in our week one when we audit our life, and week two when we work on building our routines. So I would say if you're struggling with focus and time management, that could be a great starting point. It's a very like simple language. He gives a lot of examples from his own life, and yeah, now I kind of not can catch myself more often when I'm just like reaching for the phone or something. And again, since I'm really living the life with a lot of structure and structuring my time, now really have those separate blocks for checking my social media and doing emails. And that way it really helps me to be, in a way, hopefully indestructible. And hopefully after reading this book and again applying the tips I gave you earlier on, you can become indestructible too. So the second book is Nathaniel Branden, Six Pillars of Self-Esteem. I found this book actually very interesting. I read it very quick. It shifted how I see confidence, because now I see confidence not like something you just feel, but something you build through your daily actions and choices. This book, again, the number of the pillars is 6, but also if you finished reading the book, there is one extra pillar. I wanted to find out on your own. But yeah, the 6 pillars are, I would say, pretty common things we are aware of, but maybe we should just put a little bit more effort in those. So it's number one, living consciously. Number two is self-acceptance. Number three is self-responsibility. Number four is self-assertiveness. Number five, living purposefully. Number six, personal integrity. And no spoilers, but there is number seven. So I would suggest get this book. I really like it. Honestly, it has in the end, again, I have like the very older version, so maybe the newer versions are a little different, but it has the sentence completion exercise for building self-esteem. So looks like that. I have a little bookmark. It gives you like little sentences you have to finish, like each sentence with each week, which focuses on different aspects connected to this book. I did started doing that when I started reading the book. I honestly use it as like a part of my journaling now in the morning. Is very helpful and gives me lots of interesting insights on like things I'm thinking or doing or maybe not doing enough. Also, he talks a lot about like how you actually just need to do the smallest steps to achieve bigger things, because I think a lot of self-help book, I think in a way they're like want you to you know, like redo your life and everything 100%, or like what it would be 180, yes, like turn your world upside down. But he's really good at saying like do a small like 5%, literally 5% changes every day or every week, and you'll see how like slow and steady you'll get there. And yeah, the other very interesting, and I kind of know that, but this book, his opinion is that in modern world, even it was written before, I assume 2000, right? I'm assuming 90s, 80s. You can correct me on that. I should do a little bit more research. But he was saying how in the modern time, I mean, it's obviously pre AI and stuff. So he's writing and emphasizing how in modern life is important to have ability to learn. And I think it's so important in a professional world, and with the fast pace in life we have right now. I think if you're being too rigid and you're not learning every day, you're not open to learning new skills, changing your jobs, and changing your maybe what can I say, like views in a proper way, you know, you're gonna be stuck. And in the workforce you kind of gonna be not very employable. Let me know what are your thoughts. But I think, yeah, the ability to learn, and also I think it's a part of self-esteem when you know that kind of you are maybe, or probably you're like a master in certain area, but it's not gonna hurt your ego to become a student in completely other part in other industry. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's a great book in any time of your life. It doesn't have to do anything like I would say it's not just self-esteem, it really gives you lots of interesting insights. So highly recommend it. And let's move on to our book number 3. I have some of them here for you. Number 3 is our book about relationship and attachment styles. The answer is in the name, is Attached, by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. Again, sorry if I misspelled anyone's last name. Again, another great book. I was a little skeptical before because I think the attachment theory, everyone knows a lot about it. It's been around for a few years, maybe longer, I don't know. But I think this book helped me to understand that like the relationship patterns a little bit much better, not from myself, but maybe from like my previous partners and stuff. So yeah, and I think this book gonna help us in our week 6 when we do our relationship audit, and week 11 when we set in our standards. Because I think after reading this book, if you find yourself in anxious or avoidant attachment style, I remind you there are 3. So there's anxious, avoidant, and secure. I know sometimes they mention they're like anxious avoidant type. I heard about that. So, but I would say the more like the wider categories are those 3, and I'm sure people kind of jump between some of them, and I would say depend on your partner. I feel like you can find different traits here and there, but I think this book helps you to understand your patterns, the pattern of your partners, and then how to deal with it. Yes, and it just reminds you that we all should strive for a secure, loving, and I would say emotionally close relationship. Yes, craving intimacy is totally fine, is a human nature. So yeah, I think understanding your style explains your relationship patterns, and you can do your homework and just become a better partner. Or if you're single, I think is very interesting book to give you maybe some answers you've been asking yourself. Yeah, and it gives you the best equation, which I want to remind you that healthy relationship equals consistency plus emotional safety. So highly recommended this book. If you read it, let me know. Also, it has like some tests you can like yeah, score your partner or date and so on. And we are moving to book number 4. It's The Art of Spending Money by Morgan Housel. I think there's so much content now about like frugality and spending money, how you should spend money, or maybe it's just my algorithm somehow feeding me those videos. But I really like this book because it's not about like just save and be super frugal, don't buy latte and all that stuff. But I think it made me think about money in a more intentional way, not just saving or spending, but just aligning how I want to live and just realizing it's an instrument and it shouldn't like possess you. You should master possessing money. I hope you understand what I mean. And this book is very helpful for our week 5, 6 when we do our financial awareness plus planning of our financial and career goals. So I would say the few important key points from this book, again, for me, that's what I picked up, that money should support your values first and then your lifestyle, and then spending is a lot emotional and not just logical. So when you find yourself like spending too much or some kind of addiction in spending or shopping, you should analyze like what emotions are you trying to suppress, or with the help of professional, of course. And also that wealth is not just earning money, which I 100% agree, it's how you manage and use money, right? Because it really like some the most like happy things, they don't really cost you so much money. So being so attached to just making money and spending money can put you into that like circle when you just feel exhausted, like trying to keep up with everyone or like compete with anyone. Hope you're not doing that. You know, you have to live your own life and just, I would say, find what's valuable for you. Like I know some people prefer to like, you know, work a lot and then like go on some luxurious vacations. For some people, maybe they want to have that balanced lifestyle throughout the entire year. So maybe they want to work less, but they're gonna rest more during the weeks. Find what works for you again. And then I would say you should be spending money buying time and memories in future, which is a great point. And also this book kind of put me more into the thinking of always thinking about your future self. And I think not about money, but in other aspects. Yeah, just kind of anytime you make a decision, it's nice to live and enjoy the moment. But I think we should be also asking, does it serve your future self? I know lots of speaking like higher self, but I mean just future self as like even like buying this thing in 3 months, maybe I could have spent this money in a better way. So that's how I feel about it. So yeah, and very interesting point that you should be able to get the most out of money, not the money kind of sucking the life out of you. So yeah, those are the books, just 4 few books. Honestly, all of them I read pretty quick. So yeah, those 4 books I think were helpful when you actually apply the knowledge from them. And in my opinion, I would say you should be actually like doing the physical version of Attached and 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, because there's just so much homework you have to do. And I would say for the other 2 books, it's pretty easy to do as audiobook. That's my experience, but you do you. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any book recommendations for me, please don't be shy, leave the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.